last one to consider, and this one is just really about the actual content itself. So we've covered a lot of visuals before, we've covered a lot of like basics of design, but this one I wanted to include in this playlist because if you're here by now, if you're watching this, it's likely that you really care and you want to get a good academic poster created, and you also want to get a good grade probably, because like I say, we're aiming this at students. So please do address the learning outcomes, as I mentioned much earlier, but now we're getting to the end of the poster. We've sorted out all the colours, we've sorted out all the design, and we've probably put a really good effort into chucking content on the poster. Don't run out of speed or don't run out of energy near the end of the poster. So you make sure that you are rounding out your poster with something like a call to action or a take-home message. Now, typically, these are focused on a problem, an issue, a gap in the literature, or something for the future. So it's a purpose. It leaves the reader or viewer or audience, whatever you want to call them at this point, it leaves them asking for a little bit more, but it might be something we can't answer right now. If you were presenting this for real in person, then remember you can also invite interaction towards the end of your poster as well. You don't have an active audience there with you when you present your poster, it's okay. You can still do things like talk about the future. What's the next bit of research? Maybe you'll be proposing some kind of new method or new idea for this area. So here's the takeaway. Do remember that even though an academic poster is a lot of visual content and it's a lot of description, it's a lot of, especially the middle section, a lot of content, you are still supposed to be engaging with it in an academic way in the same way you would do an essay or a longer piece of writing or whatever. So you still have to not only describe things, but evaluate them, really break them down. What's good about it? What's bad about it? Suggest things for the future, because those things take a lot of time, thought, and originality, which you can't just do by looking in a book or getting the information from a website or whatever. So that's probably the one thing, other than kind of having a whole polished package of a poster, which is really going to impress the marker and take your marks from kind of like okay or just a pass to something which is very good, potentially getting the much, much higher marks, is the engagement with the whole idea, the research area, the whatever it is. You know, criticize it. Pick up the good things. Pick up the things that we can't yet do, but might be able to do in the future, depending on technology or, you know, progression in society somehow. So those are the things which really, really set out the best posters. Hope you've liked these tips. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take care.